And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. You the man.
Todd, father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Duo Live show here at Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman, aka the Crypto Hitman.
I'm Todd Butterfield. What's going on?
The man with the plan taking us to Lambo Land. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Yes, we are like and subscribe grifters. Today we got a lot to talk about. Although Bitcoin and stocks really haven't moved much, there's several things going on in the ecosystem that could affect the prices of both. One being the CPI data, and one being what the SEC is doing with an NFT project, what FTX is doing with its $3 billion in crypto assets, as well as what Binance is doing by launching a new chain called OPBNB. So let's dive right into it. We'll sit here for a second, let a few more people get in here.
Got the Dow at minus 130. That's happening as we speak.
If you've been following along, we sold Bitcoin at 29,100. We sold out Solana. We sold out Ethereum. We sold out BNB. We sold out MicroStrategy, Coinbase, Riot, and a list of others, all looking for lower prices. And continually, day by day, we continue to stair step sideways to lower. So although we don't have a real position on many assets here, we are waiting for lower. We're in cash, and we're getting ready to deploy into other buys. Also, if you follow us and you get into pre-sales based on your FRM holdings, our project called Virtual Versions just launched. It launched at a 15x. We are able to sell 8% of our position. That's what we got in tokens for 1,000% gain. So getting back nearly, all your investment off of 8% of your tokens, not a bad gig.
What's up, Benoit? Maybe we should change it to Ferrari Land or something.
Right, we got to upgrade.
Yeah.
AB says, put that coffee down. Hey, I got a coffee cup right here because I got this live show, and then I'm going live with Beyond FOMO right after this. And then we got to get some more content out, do some trades. Busy days.
This is B in here.
All right, well, let's pop it over to my screen. We'll look quickly at what the markets are doing, and then we'll let you look at some of these charts. Way over here?
Yep.
All right, we can see top 100 cryptocurrencies. Not a ton going on in the large caps. Been pretty flat, like we've been saying. We're still leaning that there's going to be another drop-off and an opportunity for us to buy back cheaper. So we're just having some patience and sitting on our hands. Now, if we do look at the 7-day performance, there are some projects that are doing pretty well. We see over here in the chat box, AB said, what did I all tell you about VeChain? VeChain is one of the top performers for the week, up 7.5%. So not too shabby with Bitcoin in the red for the week. So that was a good call there. Caspa up 17%. Never done anything with that one. And we do see KuCoin here up 7%. Interesting because it is an exchange token that also just kicked off nearly half of its user base with not allowing U.S. citizens anymore. So it's interesting to see that having some outperformance. But again, its market cap overall is down. So I'm going to tune in with KCS. But the downside is many of us who watch this show can't really trade on KuCoin anymore. We moved over to MEXC. We continue to be on Coinbase, and we're using a lot of the DEXs like Uniswap, PancakeSwap, and TinyMan. So interesting that this one's staying so relevant, even though its volumes are dramatically dropping. Who's the biggest losers before Todd looks at the charts? Well, what do you know? What do you know? Pepe. Pepe is one of the few assets that I've been saying. If you're up big on Pepe, please, for the sake of God, cash it in. Too much FUD going on over there, infighting within the team members, team tokens being dumped at multiple exchanges, and there's still a large number of tokens that apparently they're going to do better with. But come on, guys. Get out of Pepe, in my opinion, into something else. Can it rebound? Can it rally if Bitcoin turns around? Sure. But I've been telling you this from higher levels, and here you go. Another week has passed, and another worse performer in the top 100 out of Pepe. We also noticed ApeCoin down 15%. This is something we avoided like the plague. Why? Because the tokenomics are garbage. Don't get yourself caught up in that, chasing minuscule APRs to get caught in a downward, never-ending spiral due to these garbage token economics. Again, the tide will raise all boats. If Bitcoin turns around, the market is great. I'm sure you will see some green out of ApeCoin and PEP, but I think there is going to be better opportunities, and you can rotate out of those now. Especially, I know there's still some holders of Pepe that are up huge. I know in comparison to the $1 billion market cap it had, it's down to 300 million. But realize, guys, it's a meme coin with insider trading, team infighting, and treasury tokens getting liquidated on exchanges. Sounds like there's better opportunities in the space, especially with the downturn in the markets that we've seen with these large cap cryptocurrencies. All right, Todd, you want to take it over? Give us a rundown of the stock indices. Give us a rundown of Bitcoin. And then, of course, I got a couple news articles, and then we'll go to the chat box for some questions and chart suggestions.
You got it. Going into the SPY that we always start with. As you know, I've been still leaning bearish here. We're starting to roll over today. S&PY down 3 points after being higher early. Looks like it's running out of steam. Apple's kind of acting pretty shitty here. So technometer 41.6 in the lower right. Just missed the sell there at the highs, like 8 trading sessions ago. We were right up there. I was warning about that, was up there. I was seeing the dotted line that I show. So again, we're looking for lower, looking for Apple to break probably down to that 165 level. But we'll see how that happens as we move here. QQQ. There we've got the sell from a week ago. The NASDAQ is still up 17, so this one, this is a 15-minute delayed chart, understand. Technometer 42. So again, here I'm looking for some type of lower. I really would like to see a week's worth of selling and then see what that does to Bitcoin, etc. TLT, I talked about, should try to rally up here. And it's trying the last few days. Technometer quickly back from 35 to 47, so not really liking that action, but I think TLT can still try to work a little bit higher. Then let's go to XLE. I keep talking about. XLE, I had a buy on June 26. We're still long. 78 and change. We're trading up here at 92. Technometer 42.9. Looking for still a place to add. I think crude oil continues higher. Not good for inflation, as we found out today. So I don't know. I think crude looks higher. The strategic reserves is at, 35-year lows going back to early 80s. So I think we've got a problem. Crude looks higher. Oil stocks look higher. As we're here, let's go ahead and look at Apple real quick. Is that one that looks a little toppy? Getting a little bit of bearish news here to everyone. We're 174.70. I mentioned in the stock Discord. We need to break that 172 level. 165 is, I believe, the 50-day. I believe it is down there. So 165 is a good area to look for on the downside. I'm going to bring up Mara real quick, as somebody at the last YouTube show asked about that and wanted a chart on it. So here we are. Thing continues to leak. But as everyone knows, we're looking for jump and backups. This one's been a little bit weaker than Riot and some of the others. You can see here the preliminary support on the left is really right where we are now on the backup. That's can be common per Wyckoff. Technometer 39.5, so I think Mars is close to a bottom, but we are not pulling the trigger yet on these. Let's do Riot now. These are going to be the same looking charts, just a little bit stronger. Again, jumping the back up, we did take 44% out of this on the last trade. And then we've got MicroStrategy, MSTR. Let's look at the 1 year there. Last trade here, we took about 25% out of. Yep, MicroStrategy, again, working on that backup. Sats wants coin. That's my next one. That's the trade we did do in the crypto Discord. We do a few stock trades in the crypto Discord as well when we think we just got something that high probability of being correct. So again, there's the coin chart. Let me spread that out a little bit so you can see it better. We'd sold the 105 up there the exact day of the recovery highs. Bought back around 77, sold around 85, sitting here at 79.87. Technometers above neutral, so nothing telling us to jump in there, but we are going to watch that. And
is, this thing has been acting very strong in the face of a Bitcoin sell-off, in the face of MicroStrategy and Riot and Mara selling off, almost like somebody knows something, some insider there. As you do know, they are still in a court case against the SEC. So, what happened when Grayscale won their court case is we saw a big spike up. Maybe somebody knows that that's about to end soon, and you'll see a spike in Coinbase. Again, even if you get that spike with the current market conditions of Bitcoin, crypto, and stocks, I think that would be a sell the news event. So it'd be nice if we can get some kind of indicator to buy here. Then they win the court case. We get a couple green bars. We sell it once again. We buy it back cheaper once again. That would kind of be our outlook and our plan.
You're not hearing Nick because we had troubles going live. A couple of my settings changed or something. So, Nick, when you're talking, when I've got the full screen.
The mic's not on there.
Unbelievable. I think it's just on my screen because that's where we had that problem before. So, let me go back to my screen. We've got Wingstop, one that I mentioned a couple of days ago. I think that backup's completed. It's had a quick $18 rally out of the hole. So, I think Wingstop looks pretty good here. Yeah, I just forgot to grab Nick on my screen, so that's the only issue. We got ready to go live today, and a lot of pages didn't auto-populate, so it's kind of weird. Here's another one I'm just going to throw out here that we're watching in the stock Discord, SOFI. This one looks like maybe, again, the backup's completed. Might be trying to dig out of here. That's one we're going to watch when we get more friendly on some stocks here. Here's another one owned by Barron Funds, who I like, Ron Barron, and I believe his son over there is taking over. This is Krispy Kreme. Again, one that could have put in the last point of support, so that's one I'm going to look at. And let me grab a couple more here. SMCI is another one. This one had a big run early in the year. As you can see, indicators are lining up a little bit decent here, so it looks to me like it's some type of sideways before higher. And then Cisco is one that I've mentioned. I still own this in some longer term portfolios after being down on it earlier in the year. This one's backing up a little bit, but holding right near the highs. So that's one that could be interesting. Let's go back to the duo screen here, get Nick back involved, then we'll go over Bitcoin in a minute. There you are, Nick.
Yeah, sounds good. Somebody wants you to look at coin, which you already did, and somebody wants your opinion on Tesla. So I guess once you look at Bitcoin and Tesla, that'd be cool. I guess throw it to my screen. We'll go through the couple news pieces that I think are important and relevant for the crypto market, and then we'll get back to looking at some charts and seeing if there's any other fundamental questions. Somebody else said also in here, Nick, great call on virtual versions and high expectations for dead prez. We getting warmed up for the 100x gains again. That is correct. So virtual versions, I said, guys, you want, even a week before launch, I said, you want to invest in this. I think it's going to do a 5 to 10x. We can sell our initial tokens, and then we're going to have 92% of our tokens left to play with over the next 9 months. Well, what happened? We saw a 15x. We were able to sell out at a 7 to a 10x, and now it has fallen back down, and I've actually given a buy in a range at about a 2x from public sale price. Why? Because I think we're going to hold this 2x level, hopefully get filled on the dip, and then there's going to be a KOL marketing push that's going to give us another rally to sell into. And then we got 92% more of our tokens coming. So we talk about things. Yes, we give finite entries and exits to make money, but we also kind of give you our macro plan and our macro vision, just our knowledge. Todd's been in the traditional markets forever, and I've been in the crypto market since 2016. So I've seen a lot. It allows me to get good projections on what we're going to do next. And it's provided yet another winner. And dead prez is going to be one that I'm going to be hodling onto because I think that thing is going to explode. So if you can get in the dead prez public sale, great. if you keep following us and end up FOMOing in after launch, I still think you're going to do really well. So that is DeadPrez on Twitter, and it's the USA token, not quite launched yet. So here we go. We got some news. Important news. 3 news pieces. It'll take about 5 minutes to get through this. Why is this important? It's going to affect the way things work here in crypto. SEC charges company behind Stoner Cat's NFT collection as an unregistered securities sale. Now, why are they targeting this one out of all of them? Because the structure of the sale pretty much went like everything else. They charged you $800 per NFT. They actually produced on the roadmap. They have a kind of cartoon series. But why'd they go after this one? Well, look who's on the team. Vitalik Buterin, Gary Vee, and Hollywood A-listers, which are Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. I don't remember how to say her name. She's from That 70s Show. Anyways, the SEC essentially is saying, hey, you sold 10,000 NFTs for $800 a piece. And although you gave them the art, although you actually created the cartoon characters and made this cartoon, and there's supposed to be, a season finale December 2023, so in, 3 months from now, we don't care because people bought that thinking they were going to make an investment and make a return on this investment. So what we need you to do is give all of the money back. Now, why is this a terrible precedent? A, this is a top tier NFT project. They actually produced on the roadmap. They got big names doing the cartoon, and they had a season finale coming. But B, essentially they did the sale like every other NFT collection. That means if enough little babies, whiny cats who invested in an NFT, and now the floor prices are down because crypto market is down and liquidity's dried up, and they're all going to cry to the fucking SEC. Well, guess what? The SEC is going to come after them. These NFT collections are going to be demanded to refund all these buyers, and guess what? These NFT collections don't have the funds, so it's going to be a trickle-down effect. They're going to be getting charges from the SEC. They're going to have to sell their Bitcoin in order to pay back all these NFT investors, and the entire market probably continues to slide. So will that happen? I don't know. But all I know is these are big-name players, Vitalik Buterin, Gary Vee, and Hollywood A-listers who launched a legitimate NFT collection and cartoon collection, and they are being forced to give back all the funds. Now, those guys are wealthy and have the funds, but what happens when you little whiny babies go after the other NFT collections that don't have the money? Where do they get it? Do they default? Do they have to sell their crypto assets? I don't know. But this is not a good thing for the NFT ecosystem. We're not too heavy in the NFT ecosystem. That's why I'm not overly worried for our personal group. But I think it could have a very negative impact on the crypto market as a whole. Huobi's new name. Huobi is more of an Asian exchange. I don't know if you guys use it, but they just changed their name. And why is it interesting? They changed it to HTX. Does that remind you of anything? It reminds you of FTX, doesn't it? Which just went bankrupt in fraud charges. So I don't know why they would change their name to HTX. They said H represents the first letter of Huobi. T represents Justin Sun's blockchain project Tron. And X represents exchange. Nonetheless, I think this is a terrible name change. It sounds too similar to FTX, which lost everybody a lot of money. And I don't know what they were thinking. Their marketing department probably needs to reevaluate this, and they probably should go back on this change ASAP. And then lastly, we have BNB Smart Chain Optimism Powered Layer 2 OP BNB hits the main net. So as you know, in the last bull market, we made a ton of money off of BSC network. This was a layer 2 scaling solution to Ethereum that gave us a wealth of riches from the BNB token, from Cake, from Floki, and all these other tokens that were launching on BSC. Well, now BSC wants to take a one step further and improve even further, utilizing Optimism or OP token, utilizing their roll-ups to make the Binance Smart Chain even faster. Now, will OP BNB take off? We'll see. It's going to take user adoption. It's going to take liquidity, but of course, it's going to be having CZ and Binance shilling it, implementing it into their own exchange, and really trying to implement it into PancakeSwap and all these other platforms that are live and well on BSC. I think the real news here is that if this is being pushed and if their tests, which they've done, 4K transactions per second, rigorous stress testing, reduced gas cost, fast finality in under 1 second, as well as multiple external audits, that is telling you that Optimism, OP, which is a top 40 cryptocurrency right now and is supported by Coinbase, could see a huge increase in utilization, which in turn, if the token economics are correct, create a major utility and a major upward price trajectory for the OP token. So I need to dig deeper, but ranked at number 40, Coinbase support, Binance support, OP BNB chain support. I think Optimism is a large cap crypto that we need to keep an eye on. Maybe I'll start trading it. Maybe Todd will start trading it. I know in Discord we have a hodl position of it. from slightly higher prices. So we do have some OP already in the bag. But I do like the trajectory of what I'm seeing for OP, and that a major player like BNB is coming over and saying, hey, we have BSC Network, but we're going to be doing this OP BNB. We're going to gradually try to migrate our apps over there, gradually try to migrate our TV over there. We think it's a better scaling solution, and the roll-up technology supersedes that of the technology that we've been able to poach from Ethereum for the BSC Network. So let's keep an eye on Optimism OP. I flagged it and added it to my watch list over here on TradingView, and we'll see what happens in the near future with OP.
We're on the duo screen, but Yannick, my stop is at 150 on the wing. I wouldn't expect to leave it there. I mean, I put it in there just to have it. We're at 168 or so, so I would think I'll get that raised up probably to like 158 here soon, and don't want to see that thing down at 150. So, and Nick, I'm going to bring up the PENN chart.
If you want to look
on
at
the double screen here, if you want to talk about PENN for a minute,
did you go over
that chart.
Yeah, did you go over Tesla at all yet?
Not
we
yet.
should do that too. But if you want to pull up PENN,
PENN.
let me see where we're at on PENN. PENN's been one that I've been talking about in every live show, and also been harping on it in Discord because, on this big rally, they sold out Barstool and partnered up with ESPN. I said I don't want to chase that. ESPN news is great, but I'm not chasing that rally. I want to see $20 PENN. Now we've had patience. This has been since August 10th. So over a month of patience, and now we are at new lows at $21.36. And I'm getting very close to just having to pull a trigger. We are getting very close to being oversold. We got other research reports now hopping onto the PENN bandwagon. I think that might have been Barron's, Todd, I'm not sure, kind of agreeing with the opinion with me that I think online gambling, which is why I love Dead Prez in the crypto ecosystem, sports betting, NFL and NBA are about to start, and the partnership of PENN and ESPN is all a recipe for a great market turnaround. As we know, in the last bull market with Barstool, PENN was much higher. I mean, look at this chart, $150 a share. It's now down to $21, giving us a nice formation, a nice opportunity to buy here. You have the two biggest sporting bets seasons going live with the NFL and NBA, and it's something I'm interested in. I like also the fact is PENN's competition within the United States is hampered because PENN has fought for the previous however many years to get licenses for these gambling platforms in various states across the country. So if anybody wants to compete with them, they're going to be several states behind, which means several bettors behind. And I have not yet seen the marketing push from ESPN that I expect to happen once they get everything kind of rebranded and repackaged for the ESPN viewers. So PENN, I don't know. Discord's going to get the first official buy, but man, it is getting close as we are at new lows here. We're getting close to being oversold. But again, this is the target I've been looking for, this $20 to $21 range. I've said since $29 that I'll blindly buy at $20, and we have trickled here over the past month, just continuing lower. So shout out to us. We were ahead of the curve on that. Our trajectory on price is correct, and now we got other publications hopping on board the PENN train. What do you see from a Wyckoff perspective over there, Todd, on the PENN chart?
I mean, normally you want to buy stocks that are strong, and it's obviously down here at the lows as we're showing on the chart. So not one that Wyckoff would get me in, but again, Barron funds, I like their research, their long-term buy hold, and they're still liking this one. I agree it's cheap. It's been in the news with the ESPN, et cetera. So definitely if you're going to bottom fish, this is one I wouldn't have a problem doing it with. I'm going to take the screen, go over Tesla, Bitcoin, a few things here real quick. And I did add your mic, Nick, so you should be back good when I'm on my screen. So here's Tesla. Not much to add here. As I mentioned on the last broadcast, technometer 46.4. Like the recent strength off that last oversold technometer. So probably would be okay with this one once we get a more of a buy signal on QQQ. Now let me go to the Bitcoin chart here real quick. As we know, a lot of people in here are here for the crypto. So there's the Bitcoin chart. We've been showing the same chart forever. Looks like just another backup here. I wanted something down below 24.8. We got down to, what was it, 24.9. Couldn't break that low. That led to a quick 1,500 up or so. We're still got that. Technometer's neutral. Not much to add. I mean, I still thought stocks would turn lower and help drag Bitcoin back down some. So I'm still hoping for that type of setup because I still think Bitcoin really is just a high beta NASDAQ. So Let's see if it can pull back a little bit more. Ethereum, it was oversold 2 days ago when we did the broadcast. Let's bring that up because it was a little bit lower and it did go to a new low for the move. So that's the difference with Ethereum. Technometer was down there when we was live around 38 and change. Currently we're 42. So maybe Ethereum bottomed. I think we could still see a little bit lower. When we were down there at 1550, I thought maybe we could see more around 1440 was more of a downside that I really wanted. And here's our Wyckoff Wave crypto index. And it was oversold there as well on Monday. You can see it closed a little bit off the low, but it was down below 40 when I was talking. So again, we could have made a low in the alts. I don't think we did yet, but we will watch that. And then I'm going to go to Rune, Big House, what's going on? Let's go to the 9 months chart. This one holding up extremely well with some major outperformance here since June. Looks like a nice high level pork blaster with a big day today, technometer 41.7. So I'd agree, as long as Bitcoin don't collapse, Rune is probably continue to head higher. I'm going to throw one more, and then we'll go back to the chat here. RNDR is one that we've mentioned. It's holding up extremely well. Also, it came back to what was previous resistance, turned into support. Had a buy signal there about 10 trading sessions ago. So if we are hitting higher here, I think RNDR would be one that could lead us higher. Now we'll go back to
that Rune.
What's up?
That Rune reminds me, if we weren't kind of bearish or don't really have a good outlook on Bitcoin and stocks, that reminds me of the good old pork blaster days. That thing's almost too perfect for a measured move upside.
Right.
A nice 40% rally or something.
High level pork blaster flying over.
Let me look. I need to.
Yes, that was a high level pork blaster flying.
Man, yeah, I need to. I'm gonna take a look at this, see what this is trading on, because that would be a measured move breakout. You're looking at 260, 265 or something.
Whoa! Kramer just said buy. That could be a problem.
Uh-oh. Inverse Kramer. Dump it. Fade it. Volume is decreasing, though.
I don't want to jump on him too bad, but.
Oh, he's terrible. What do you... A couple bad. His portfolio is performing worse than a shitcoiner the past 2 years. My God.
Hey.
Whoa. Easy does it.
Do you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, charts you want us to look at, fundamentals questions you want us to look at? What do you want? What do you want to hear from us? Or do you just want me to keep trashing on Kramer until we get him to do a live show on here?
Right.
And maybe to his private group, he's actually inversing himself. So he posts in his private group, "Hey guys, we're going to sell NVIDIA." Then he goes on to Twitter and he's like, "Hey, you want to buy NVIDIA?" And then they're like, "Oh, inverse them." They dump it, and he's actually winning on the back end. See, maybe he's playing us all, and the people who pay for his content are really winning. I don't know. All I know is his public-facing comments have been pretty bad. He's kind of switched over to gardening and playing with goats lately.
Right. Yep.
But hey, can't hate the game, because he's probably, how much do you think he's making from CNBC? Like $1 million, $2 million a year? He's killing it. I wish. So if I could be paid to be that wrong, that'd be nice. AB says, where does your team source real-time news on each coin you're trading, or do you just focus exclusively on charts? Well, we use Twitter, X app, for a lot of information. We use Beyond FOMO for information, as well as some other platforms like Dex Tools. But also, I've been in the space a lot, so we have a community who brings a lot of information to us that we analyze, and I get a lot of DMs too. But you can get a lot of this information just by scouring Twitter, getting hit up, whatever it may be. Like I said, we've been around for a long time, so we have 20,000 followers here. We have 60,000 followers on Twitter. We have another 5,000 on Instagram, TikTok, who are all feeding us information, and we kind of do our due diligence with it. see if anything is interesting, if anything should be brought up to you guys, or if anything is meaningful for us to get a new position in a brand new cryptocurrency. So that's kind of the process and kind of how we've always done it, and try to stay ahead of the curve, and also not panic selling or panic buying based on a headline. We dig deeper. Just like, now today, if you watched the show 2 days ago, what I talk about? I talked about FTX has $3 billion in assets. I showed you what assets they hold and told you which ones will cause an impact. Well, now today, all of a sudden, all the news articles, Cointelegraph and all Whale Alert, were like, oh my God, FTX has $3 billion. They just got approved to sell it. It's like, I was two days ahead of that. Also, I'm telling you, Solana, it has strict vesting terms on it. So I wouldn't panic sell Solana. We're actually going to be looking to buy all the weak hand sellers who think they know something. We're going to buy that dip because they have strict vesting terms. They're going to sell that Solana OTC, and we're going to be buying it. And then guess when we're going to sell it? A lot of those tokens become available in 2025. So we'll be well on our way and sold out of Solana for massive gains by 2025. And that's kind of the roadmap we're looking at. So again, we've been here. We're kind of just in the know. And I like how the news kind of gets recycled. If you watch our live show, you're 2 days ahead of Cointelegraph posting, oh my gosh, FTX is going to dump all of these cryptos. It's like, oh, you're a little slow there. It's old news.
Below me is the BCH chart. Big house. I'd agree it still looks good after yesterday's turnaround. So, yeah, that should be one that continues to probably lead us higher once we get this bull market going. Then while we're here, we're going to bring up
once
SOL.
again, with SOL, we sold that. We sold SOL at like $21.72 as well as like $23. So we're looking good on 2 buybacks for Solana. I hope more people panic sell this along with a little bit of a Bitcoin dip to get us a fill. I don't know where Todd's looking, but something like $16 sounds possible.
I mean, yeah, we sold 23.21 on the last long for break even, and I didn't expect to get this low. I mean, you can see the OP, which is 5-minute volume calculated, 5 minutes posted daily. I mean, it's hitting new lows while price is above the lows. So I still like the chart. Probably could be long a little bit here if you want to, 30, 40, 50%. Haven't really pulled that trigger, but yeah, I think SOL will dig out of here soon. Snake says, did we discuss crude oil? I mean, I'm long XLE because of crude oil from June 26. I've been talking about that really since that date. Still long. I think crude oil still goes higher, but I do not have futures in my current software.
And if you look at my video from earlier this morning, I did an oatmeal update kind of talking about the CPI news, which came out. Inflation is 3.7%, a little higher than expected. Probably means the Fed is going to raise rates by 0.25%, which probably puts a little pressure on stocks and Bitcoin. But a lot of that inflation rise has been based on oil price going up. And I really just don't see oil price going down while the war is still going on. While the U.S. used to be almost independent in the oil category. Now we're not. Our reserves are getting depleted. We were supposed to do some new drilling in Alaska. Biden just put a halt to that. That was approved in the Trump administration. So those 2 new oil fields aren't going to open up. And, Todd's also seeing from a TA perspective that XLE is going to continue to rise. So that means inflation continues to rise, oil price continues to go higher, interest rates go higher, and it's going to be interesting, to say the least, here in the short term for oil and for inflation, as those 2 are that's the main component pushing inflation up right now. That along with rental prices, which we know aren't slowing anytime soon.
I'm going to slide over here and show my Bitcoin Elliott Wave count, same count that I've been showing. I was looking for that yellow wave 5 down and just missed that. I need that break below 24.8, didn't get it. So maybe that was, maybe that was a low. I'm not leaning that way yet, but we'll be on the lookout for that. So maybe the low is in. And then I want to look at Bitcoin dominance on the daily chart. I've showed this before too. It's starting to maybe, hate to say this, come alive on the dominance daily chart. So if we can see that here, let me spread that out a little bit. I mean, that looks like a jump and a backup. And now we're digging out here at 50. So we'll watch this one close. That wouldn't be good for alts here. But maybe we get a run in Bitcoin again and alts underperform a little bit. And then we get the big alt rally. So that chart's definitely something to watch here. and see what happens. And again, the Elliott Wave chart was working perfectly. I still I'm going to follow that Elliott Wave count, but let's watch it and see what happens here over the next couple days.
Slime Kuda says, do you think GBTC will increase 1-to-1 pair with Bitcoin? So the discount on GBTC was massive in January, like 48%. Right now, the discount gap has closed down to about 18%. Why is that? Well, people believe, well, this is what will happen. If Grayscale wins and a Bitcoin spot ETF gets approved, which I think it will, then that discount and premium won't exist. And that gap's going to close. And the price of GBTC is going to be more paired with Bitcoin, which means that 18% premium is free arbitrage opportunity for you. That's why it's closed from 48% to 18% now. I talked to Todd about it when it was 48% and didn't really make a move on it. So if you believe like I do, I think spot Bitcoin ETF comes in January or March of 2024. Grayscale will be one of the first group of people to be approved for the Bitcoin spot ETF. Then yes, buying GBTC at an 18% discount, you're getting that free arbitrage when the Bitcoin spot is approved. And that gap is gonna narrow as more people believe that Grayscale will get a Bitcoin spot ETF. But again, you got some time to wait. I don't think in October any of them get approved. I think you're waiting till January or March of 2024 for the first Bitcoin spot ETF. And I think it'll be a basket of them. Probably 5 of them will get approved. And I think Grayscales and BlackRocks will be part of that list. Bill Guerrero says the Green New Deal trying to make us all homeless. Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job of it. You know, crypto market's in the shitter, stock market's okay, inflation's high, interest rates are high and only going higher. Inflation is a mess, and the buying power of your dollar continues to go lower. Meanwhile, rent is going higher, purchasing a house is going higher, but our salaries are in stagnation. This is a complete and utter failure over the past 3 years now. But, you know, you can disagree with me. I don't care. I don't want to get political. I just make comments based on how it's affecting my family and my wallet and my community, and it's been terrible. So do with that what you want.
I'm going to grab it back here real quick. I want to show the DXY, the dollar chart. I think we're still maybe working on this large triangle. And if not, then I show maybe a quick rally still to like 107. And then I think that turns into the same type of move down to maybe 94-ish or something. So I think we need this to get crypto going. And the other thing that I think it does that I want to show is the GDX. I think gold and silver maybe could be getting ready for a good rally. This is a GDX. The normally I trade, I mean, I will trade Agnico, Newmont, etc. But I think the GDX ETF, GDX XJ, the junior miners, those things could come alive here. I've had a couple of buys down here off the recent lows, so I'm kind of leaning on those for the time being. But I think that's a trade setting up that we want to watch in the coming months. So we'll take a look at that here. And then
Big House says once Bitcoin gets past 30,000, will we head to 45, 50K in a short time period, or will it take many months? Todd is going to expand on this, but 30,000 really isn't a notable price. I think 32,000 is what Todd will probably quote here. Yeah. And then, yes, upside objectives that we've been stating now. I've been stating these for months. You can go look on my Twitter, 45 to 50,000 before the Bitcoin halving. And what does that do? That gets everybody FOMOing, thinking the new all-time high is coming. Then we meander sideways to lower, leading into the Bitcoin spot ETF approval and the halving. The market isn't going to make this easy on you guys. But, I mean, I think Todd will go over it, but I think 32,000 is important. We head to that 45 to 50,000 mark. Then we fade off once again. Probably have the new shoving of the pandemic in your face or whatever story they want to make up, some black swan event. And then we get a nice bullish season for 2024, 2025.
I do not know Kush Amazadas. I mean, I know that Elliott Wave, yeah, we could have completed a 4th wave. I mean, I've showed that count. And that really is the count we're working off of. So we're headed 5 waves up. This pullback right here would be the pullback of a 1-2. And then we run to, like we're saying, 45 to 50. And then it's onward and upward if we're doing a 5th wave in Bitcoin. And I've seen those, 110,000, 165,000. So I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. But
I just don't see, number. He's saying that count by the end of the year. I just don't see how we get, a double up of all-time highs by the end of the year pre anything good happening. I don't think we're getting a Bitcoin spot ETF in 2023. We're not getting the Bitcoin halving in 2023. We're not getting any quantitative easing in 2023. And we're going to have additional interest rate hikes in 2023. So I don't see it happening. I just don't see it. I'm not saying that we're going to zero here, and we could have a run by the end of the year to 45, 50,000, but I think that's the cap.
Right. If you go to learncrypto.io on the blog, I believe Kerry put that up today. Franklin Templeton jumping in the mix. I mean, they've got trillions, so who knows? Once these ETFs do come out, so many people trying to jump in, or all the big names. Fidelity's been here forever. Schwab's trying to get in. Franklin, BlackRock. I mean, you're going to get that average investor chasing Bitcoin and all these. So check that out at learncrypto.io or wyckoffsmi.com. We try to throw relevant news up there as well, just in case Nick and I aren't live. And on CSPR for Sarah, I got that chart in front of me. I mean, it could be a little bit of a spring here the last 3 days. It has been extra weak, so I can't get anything solid out of CSPR dollar chart for Qcoin, so not sure about that one. I'm going to run a quick disclaimer. We've been talking a lot here. We are registered, so we kind of eat what we cook, so let's run this disclaimer.
There is a high degree of risk involved in trading cryptocurrencies. Our thoughts and ideas are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your personal advisor or do your own research. Past results are not indicative of future returns.
All right, Ma, see you later. What else we got to do here?
You guys have any other charts or questions? Quick rundown. Todd will go over Bitcoin again. I think Bitcoin spot ETF next year. Bitcoin halving next year. SEC coming after NFT collections could be major detrimental, not only to that sector, but also hurt crypto as a whole. So we'll see how that proceeds. I think Binance Smart Chain kind of beginning to move over to the Optimism network. We need to keep an eye on Optimism. That's ticker symbol is OP. It's number 40 cryptocurrency right now. We do have a higher level HODL position on that, but maybe we need to look at adding to that position. And then, of course, as a joke, Huobi did change their name to HTX. I don't know why they did that. It sounds like FTX, which was a debacle. So poor decision from their CMO, in my opinion, to even rebrand at all. People know the Huobi name. They recognize the Huobi name. And now it says HTX, which reminds a lot of people of FTX. So I don't like that.
But you got Twitter going to X, so I guess people don't care. You wouldn't
AB
think
Benjamin
if Twitter would be a good thing either, but
I don't know. It's weird. But the thing is, I still don't call it X. It's so weird to say, hey,
right.
Retweet me, re-X me. I don't know. Hey, are you on Twitter? I always say that. It's weird. Takes some getting used to. I don't mind it, but whatever. AB wants to know what my racing chair is. Here it is. It's called Next Level. NXT Level. Super comfortable. You get a pillow up here. You got lumbar support. Fully adjustable. I've had this thing for about 3 years. Whenever this house was built and I moved here, I've had it since then. So 3 years, still doing well. And I sit on this thing a lot, whether it's gaming, crypto trading, and live shows. So I don't mind it. It's still affordable. Some of those ergonomic designs are like, oh my God, you'll feel like you're on a cloud at $3,000, $1,000. No, I think this thing was maybe $200-$300. Check it out.
Mark
and if
Lane,
Next Level sees this and wants to sponsor this and get Todd one of these chairs.
right, give me one too. That would be looking good. They probably should do that. RNDR still looks good. Fed as well. Litecoin a little weaker than I would have expected, but I think that one will bottom here as soon as we try to pull the buy signal on Bitcoin. Let me go back to my Bitcoin chart here for a second. There's a Bitcoin. We're looking for that backup to end. So that's all. We're just waiting for that backup to say we're done and ready to enter the water again.
Yeah, and for Litecoin too, it's like the only metrics and fundamentals that I think really help it is it just had its halving event. So everybody talks about how Bitcoin halving is bullish after the fact. Litecoin had it about a month ago. So I think eventually, especially with the bull market coming, that's going to be impactful. And then B, institutions, once they get their feet wet with Bitcoin spot ETF, they're going to be coming to Litecoin because there's going to be an EDX exchange launched by Charles Schwab and Fidelity. And guess what? The only assets on that are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. So I think that plays into a factor and gives us some outperformance at some point. But really, since our last sell on Litecoin, we haven't been impressed. There isn't major fundamentals or macros that are going to drive that thing. But over the long term in this next cycle, there will be spots where Litecoin makes sense as far as institutions getting exposure, and it already had a halving event, which we know is good for the supply and demand curve, which helps price in the long term.
I'm going to bring up the XAU chart for Bill here real quick. Let me grab that one. Let me get to that screen. I mean, the XAU is going to look somewhat like the GDX. So you can see our previous waves I had, but I really think probably on the GDX is that's probably a wave 1, and the wave 2 is done, and we're getting ready for that moonshot because the dollar's going to give up. Or again, dollar goes to 107 here, GDX comes back, or the XAU comes back down here, GDX comes back down. We break that 110 level, scare everybody, and then we're ready for then we're ready for a double or triple, possibly in the metals. So that'd be something I'd be looking at. Patreon.com/learncrypto. WyckoffSMI.com, learncrypto.io if you want a course. We manage assets in stocks and crypto. So hit us up. We're doing it. Been doing it.
Yep, we've been doing it. So if you want our live trades and insight, patreon.com/learncrypto, like Todd said. Also, we do have an affiliate program on learncrypto.io for our trading course and our beginner course. If you have friends and family, you want to get them involved, or if you just want to try to make some extra income. Also, if you are a Patreon member and you're getting other friends and whatnot to join, right now it's $40 a month. We'll change your membership to $30 a month for those referrals and recommending people to us. So save you $10, save you $120 a year. So nice little bonus. We're just always trying to help you guys out where we can. And we recognize the names that have been here for a long time. So hopefully we've helped you guys along the journey. We've got you to take some froth off, pay for some meals, get some real IRL, real world assets, and kept you sane through this longest Bitcoin bear market ever. It's like 2 years now. It's crazy, but we're getting close. We're almost there. And we didn't have you selling your bags at 15,000. After the 15,000 happens, we thought the low was put in, and we've done pretty well trading off of that low in both crypto and stocks, getting our bags loosened up, massaging those bags a little bit, adding a little bit of capital to it for the real bull run, which starts in 2024.
Rio, TAO, all those, I mean, those should have good runs if this XAU GDX definitely does turn higher here. So again, that's something I think we watch now in the next couple months and try to pick a low in there and make some real money. So S&P's up a little bit now, a couple points after being down 4. Dow down 84 after being down, 150 there. So again, I'm still hoping for a little bit of weakness. We're 7 minutes into the close, so we'll see how tomorrow, how the week ends, but still looking for a little bit more weakness in stocks and hopefully a little bit more weakness in Bitcoin.
I think that's about it today, guys. Make sure to tune in to our Twitter, TikTok, and everything else. Watch the oatmeal update I did on YouTube, and maybe we'll have some other content today on YouTube recorded as well. So make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you like daily updates on both crypto and stock, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and news. And if you want me and Todd even more, stay tuned right here at Learn Crypto.
Peace out.
Warren Buffett, American investor, business tycoon, and one of the wealthiest people in the world, once said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." But how is that possible? Well, knowledge is power. In 2020, it is no longer news that cryptocurrencies are the currency of the digital future. Bitcoin's stability amidst unprecedented global economic impacts from COVID-19 has proven once again that crypto is here to stay. Learning how to trade, when to trade, and where to trade crypto assets can make the difference between success and failure. At LearnCrypto.io, we offer a pathway to sustainable and lifelong wealth by helping open-minded beginners and experienced traders navigate the thin ice of the cryptocurrency markets. Live shows, interviews, coin reviews, fundamental analysis, predictive trading bots, and open chat access to a community of real traders. These are just a few of the benefits you'll receive with a membership on patreon.com/learncrypto. Sign up today if you strive to build yourself a brighter tomorrow.